Okay.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. For those of you that were not in my last session, my name is Dan Laird. I am a media and design specialist for Campus Technology Services, and I'm the administrator for Panopto on campus. This session, I'm going to do a bit of a deeper dive into the Panopto backend, show you some of the features that are available once you dig in there a little bit. And so some of the stuff I'm going to go over, some of the user interface on the website, how to copy and move sessions to other folders. I'm going to go over the editor a little bit. I'm going to show you how you can share videos outside of Panopto. I'm also going to show you what analytics are available for you to view of the videos that you have. There's also the ability to add a student upload folder. I'll show you how that works, how to create other folders, and how you can upload videos that you did not create in Panopto to Panopto. So that is my agenda. So I will get started by sharing my screen again. Okay. So generally how you would access your content would be through your Panopto folder in Blackboard. There is another way that you can do this. There's a website, Oswego. Let's see, let me go to it. Oswego.hosted.panopto.com. So if you wanted to access your folder outside of Blackboard, you have that ability to do that. There's also in Blackboard, there's this button over on the right-hand side that says Open in Panopto. That pretty much does the same thing. So if I click on this, it'll just open your folder on their website. So just so that you know that's available, it allows you to use a little bit more of the screen. It doesn't have it in Blackboard if that's something you desire. So just letting you know that that's available. So this is the layout for your folder. I kind of showed you a little if you were here for the last session. If you mouse over the sessions, you'll have the settings. There's a share button. Edit opens the editor. Stats will open the analytics. Publish, this will be available if you don't have it currently available to viewers. So on this folder, I have them all set to not available. So if you push this publish button, that will make it available to your students. And you can also delete it. If you delete it, it is gone. There is no recycle bin. So I can submit a ticket to Panopto, and maybe if there's a backup at some point, you'll get it, but I would not count on that. So if you delete it, it's gone. So there's different ways of viewing this. You got your thumbnail view, you got the list view, and then the list with details. You can also do settings on the folders. So some of the settings that you could do with the sessions, you can also do with the folders. So you could share the entire folder if you wanted to. You can look at stats for the entire folder. So this gives you viewing stats for everything that is in your folder, not just per session. So, and the folder settings in here, you can change the name of the folder. You can do the same share. You can have the availability set in here. There's a bunch of different options. Some of this you won't see because I'm the administrator, so some of these won't be available. Let's see. Display order, manage. So you can copy the folder. So if you wanted to make a copy of all of these to a different folder, you can do that. It'll take everything that is in the folder, copy it to a folder underneath another folder. So that's an option. And if, say, you didn't want this folder anymore, you have the ability to delete it. So again, that is permanent. Don't do that unless you don't want it back. So that's a general overview of what the interface looks like. You can have results per page. So if you only want to view a couple, it goes by 10, 25, 50, 150. So also, if you click on the home, I believe this is available. Yeah, this will be available to you. So I mentioned before, you can see what other people have made public. So if there are instructors that have made their content public, if there's some student organizations that do, I think HR has some training in here. I think there might be some UUP stuff in here. So you will see what other people have made public. And some people get confused and think, oh, if I can see their stuff, does that mean they can see mine? No. So by default, your stuff is only available to you and the students in your course. So if you set up a folder in a Blackboard course, only those students in that course can see your content. If you set up a folder that isn't in a Blackboard course, like you just have offline content that you're making on your own, nobody can see that but you. So that's how that works. You have to go in and make an effort to make this public. So just to calm any fears, some people are like, why can I see everything? I want people seeing my stuff. They can't see your stuff. You're fine. So don't worry about it. So that is what the interface looks like in a nutshell. Let's see here. I want to go to my folder. There we go. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to show you is copy and move. So sometimes you'll have content that you'd like to share with other sections, other courses, either for the current semester or for, if you're going to be teaching the same section next semester, you would like to share the same stuff you recorded. You can do that fairly easily. So let's see here. So if you hover over these, there's a select button like that. So you can select each one. You can also, if you do the detailed folder list, these boxes are already there. So just letting you know, sometimes you have to mouse over things to see the options, which is somewhat annoying, but that's how it is. So to copy these, you select which ones you want to copy. I am going to select everything in here. And these buttons will show up at the top. So delete, copy, move, or share. I am going to copy these. So when you do this, all your folders that you have access to are under this pull down. I can see all the folders because I'm an admin. I'm just going to copy these sessions to my folder, which is another folder, and I hit copy. So that will go through and take all of these sessions and put a copy of them into my other folder. So that might take a few seconds. And once this completes, even though it says it's done, they still need to render. So let's see, if I go back to home, now I go to my folder. So they'll still be processing a little bit. It takes a little bit of time. These are short videos that I usually just do tests with. So it says embedding captions. So that means it's still processing a little bit. Sometimes there'll be these little circles with the arrows that look like a recycle sign. That means that they're still processing. So it takes a little bit for them to process, but normally not too long. So that's how you copy the sessions over to another folder. Did anyone have any questions on the copy feature?
Dan, if you made edits and things to the transcript and things, will it? Yep. It'll keep that copy when you go?
Yes. Okay. I believe it maintains copies of your edits, but the published version that you have will be the version that gets copied over. So.
Okay.
Okay. And well, I'll go over it when we go in the editor, but any changes you make, I believe there's versions. Like you can revert if you wanted to, you know, go back on whatever changes you made. So, okay. So that is that. Let's see. I want to go back to that folder. Okay. So the editor, I showed you earlier. This, you hover over the session that you want to edit, and you click on the edit button. This will open it in the Panopto Online Editor. So you can cut a section by clicking on cut. Say I wanted to cut from 10 seconds to 20. I just click here, and then I click there. Okay, you're not working. Come on. There. Oh, I got to drag. I'm sorry. You click on the first part, and then you drag while clicking, and then let go to the portion that you want to stop at. So that will take that portion out of the video. This doesn't happen. All of these edits happen when you hit this apply button. And you can also, like I told you about, you can revert back to other edits. So if you wanted to revert back before you did the cuts, you can do so. Like that. So also, if you want to cut off the beginning, you can drag that. If you want to cut off the end and edit that, you can drag that. And that makes the shaded areas not show up in the playback. So that's about the only editing that you can do with these. You can add content like you can add clips. You can add, I believe, let's see. I think you could add additional video files, not just like PowerPoints. You can add like video files into this as well. So you can add a YouTube link, and you can add a link to a web page as well. So, and over here you can see this is where you can put in some of the bookmarks. So you can say intro, and then if I want to go to second 30, add group chat. So, and then if, see that the captions are already imported, you can upload other captions. You're not going to need to, but if you had a captioning file for, say if you had a video that you uploaded and you had a different captioning file, you have the option of putting that in, but this will automatically caption anything that you upload to it. So in here, you can go and edit these. So there's also, you can add the presentation to this. There's quizzes. These are the cuts that I've made. This shows the edits that I've made to this in the editor. And this shows what video sources are included in this playback. Does anybody have any questions on the editor? It's pretty simple. There's not a lot going on with it. If you are someone that is able to edit videos with other, if you have a program on your computer, it might be a better bet to use that if you're going to be doing something heavy duty. This is just, you know, simple cuts and not doing a whole lot with what's in the content. So it has come a long way, but it's still pretty simple. Okay, so that is the editor. I'm going to say I want to apply these changes. Make sure you do that when you're done. And it says changes have been applied and asks me if I want to close it. And I say, okay. So after you do this, it's going to take a little, it has to reprocess, kind of like with the copy. Any change that you make with the video, it has to be reprocessed on the server. So depending on how long your video is, on how many edits you made, it might take a few minutes for it to be republished. So. And you can see not available to users processing. So it'll give you an update on when that is available after you made the edits. Okay, any questions with the editor before I move on? All right. Next, I'm going to talk about sharing. So if you would like to share your video outside of Panopto, some people would like to download the videos and share them, you know, that way, put them on other platforms, but you don't need to do that. You can just share a link to the video if you're fine with, you know, so the content being available.
It's recording my screen, so you don't need to keep this window up. You can minimize it. Have your PowerPoint presentation or whatever.
Okay. So I guess when the session's ready, it automatically plays. Okay. So what is that? Share. So you mouse over the video you'd like to share. So this gives you options. It's kind of like if you've messed around with the file permissions in like Google Drive. It's kind of the same thing. This shows you who has current access to it. You'll see there'll be, if it's in your Blackboard course, there'll be two groups. There's a creators group, which is you and any other instructor for the course. And then there's a viewers group, and that will include all the students in your course. So that's usually what you'll see if you go to this share part of the file. If you would like to share it with other people, you can do it on a one-on-one basis. You could type in, you know, their email. I'm just going to type in my personal. And if you want to, you can include a message. Hey, check out my video. So you'll need to note, as it tells you here, email invitations contain a link that can be shared with other people other than the recipient. So if you want to share this with someone, you have to, if it's something that you don't want to be spread widely, just know that they have a link to it, and if they share it, other people can view it. So if it's something that you wouldn't want everybody to see, you might not want to do this. But if it's something that, you know, you don't mind, if it's public, then you just want to share with a few people then that you trust, maybe this is a good way to do it. So if I hit that, then they'll show up in here. If you don't mind it being public and would like to share this widely, you have these options. You can keep it within the organization. That would be anybody that has an account in here at SUNY Oswego. Or you can have anybody that has the link. That's kind of like what the email does. It creates a link that people can view this. They don't need to sign in to see it. So, and public, this is something where it's available to be seen within the Panopto homepage. Anything that is made public on the web means that it's also aggregated into search stats. So if you don't mind if this gets, you know, published and it's something that you would like people to see, then that is an option as well. So
Yes.
Go ahead. Did you have a question? No. Okay. So I'm going to change it to public, and if I save the changes, Then the social media links will show up here, so you can take these and share them on Facebook or Twitter. You can just take this link and you can send it in an email, or you can post it on a forum or put it on a web page. If you'd like to embed the video, say you have a website that you'd like to have the video embedded, kind of like they do with YouTube videos, this gives you that option. It has some parameters that you can set what you'd like it to look like in your web page if you'd like to do that. So those options are available. That's how the sharing works. The sharing on the folder is pretty much the same thing. Anybody have any questions on this part? Okay. So let's see. Next thing is going to be the stats. Now, no one's looking at my content, so there's not a lot to look at in here. But if you click on stats, you'll be able to see how many people have viewed it and how many minutes have been viewed. You can also see the viewer engagement. So this is kind of like a timeline of your video, and you'll see where along here there'll be dips in the viewing. And usually if there's something in your content, like if students are having difficulty, or if there's a spot that you get a spike within there, that usually means that there's that portion of the video contains some topic that is of interest. So that's where this could be useful. You can see where people are kind of honing in on your videos. You can also see, let me see, actually, I think John said he doesn't mind if I show you his analytics. Is that right, John? Actually, let's see. That shows you all the analytics. You still there, John? Well, I know Liz Schmidt won't mind either, because she lets me publish her videos on my webpage, so she wouldn't mind if I shared with you some of her analytics. So, let's see here. All right. So it shows the last 30 days. So if it's an older folder, you won't see anything. But if I say anytime, here you can kind of see where the spikes are. Usually you'll see quite a few spikes in here during review or finals or midterms. Those are usually pretty high peaks. And you can see here, this is where how many views there are at that time period. So you can see how it, as any video does online, it precipitously drops. So you can also see who is viewing your videos. Down here, it will show you the specific users that are watching, how many minutes they have watched, and how many times they viewed it. So if you have a student that says they are watching your videos and are making an effort, and you go in here, you can verify that they're doing so. You can download all of these. There's a download button on the side, here on the right-hand side for each one. So if you'd like to keep those stats. And let's see. You can also, this is the folder. You can look at the folder. This video, or this folder only has one video in it, but if it had more, you would be able to see the total numbers for all the videos in your course. So, and then you could also look at these reports down here that are, and they allow you to download those. So, does anyone have any questions on the analytics and how they work? Pretty simple. Okay, so let me go back to my folder. Okay, actually this is not the folder I want. I need this one. Okay. So, I'm going to go in the folder settings here. So the next topic I'm going to talk to you about are student folders. So if you would like to have a spot in Panopto where students can upload content for you to look at and like assignments and have them be graded, you can click on the folder settings. And in the overview, there is this assignment folder. So it kind of talks about how these can be set up. So if I click here, that creates an introductions folder. So I already created these. So you can see I have different folders in here. This allows the students to upload to these folders. The students can't see each other's work. So this is, when they upload it, you can go in and look at them, and like if you need to grade them, other people won't be able to see them, only the instructors in the course will be. So that's how that could be useful. You can also create your own folders. This create button up here, if you click on this, there's a new folder option. So say if you wanted to group your recordings into, I have in here like a chapter 1 folder. If I wanted to include all the lectures that go from chapter 1 from whatever book I'm talking about, there's a group work 1. If there's uploads that I wanted to put into Panopto that weren't created in Panopto, like other videos, I can make a separate folder for that. It's up to you. You have some flexibility on how you'd like to set this up. You can also just click on this add folder button and say, assignment. So it's kind of an easy way to do that. Anybody have any questions on the folder setup? Okay. And let's see. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, it's Ann Carrolley. Sorry, I'm sitting in different spots, so I'm not making myself visible at the moment.
That's fine.
So you're talking about folders within the Panopto organization, and again, I'm trying to multitask today. So, what does it look like then from the Blackboard side when the students get to go to find it? Is there only just one handshake between Blackboard and Panopto, and then there's lots of folders in Panopto?
Yep.
Or if you were organizing your course materials by chapter or topic, could you have multiple handshakes out to a particular Panopto video?
There is, so this is pretty much what I moved over to Blackboard. So this view is pretty much the same view that you see in the other page. So all these folders that you created are visible to the students like this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is exactly how it looks. So if you wanted to take and tell your students, after going through your content for chapter 1, go to the Panopto folder and review the sessions for chapter 1, they just go in here, click on that folder, and then any videos that you move in here or publish to this will be available for them to view.
Okay, so it still has to be a separate Panopto folder. So if I went to finally reorganize my Blackboard content from, instead of homeworks in one folder, examples in another folder, lecture slides in another, and organized it by sequential topic as we did day to day this spring, I wouldn't be able to have a jump out point for Panopto in each of those daily folders then.
No, you would have one, if I'm understanding what you're saying, you'd have one link on the side that goes to the main folder for the course, and then you can have the subfolders within it. Each course can have its own folder, or someone mentioned in the last session that if you wanted to have share your recordings between multiple courses, like if you had a folder that you're teaching 3 sections of the same course and you just want to do recordings for once and then share them with all 3, that's something that can be set up for you. I can't, that's something that I'd have to do on my end, so you'd have to send me an email, but that would save you some work.
Okay. So. All right. I may have to talk to you about then multiple things for the lab sections, but that's a different day.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. No problem. Just let me know.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? Got one more thing that I want to show you, and then I can answer anything else. This is a neat feature that not a lot of people know about. You can upload content to Panopto that isn't created in Panopto. So this is kind of a video management system that you can, put your videos in Panopto and then share them out. And it also does the captioning, so it kind of has that nice feature. So if you go to this create button, there's a upload media. So you can drag a video, or you can click on it and then go to, let's see, I can grab a video from here. See, I will grab one of my, actually. No, that's not it. Where are my documents? There they are, Zoom backgrounds. I got some videos in here. All right. So you grab it, it uploads it. If you've ever used YouTube or a similar service, it's pretty much the same thing. It'll upload it. This will only take a few seconds because it's not a big video. Okay, so after, you gotta wait for the upload to complete before you close this. So that video will show up in here. Like the other videos that you create in Panopto, it takes a few minutes for it to process on the server before it can be available. So that's why it says processing here and there's no preview. So you can take any video that you have that you want to use for your course content, upload it in here. It's available to your students. You can also share it out if you'd like to. And it also, if it has audio in it, it will caption that. And the captions are editable. So it's just like any other video that I've showed you right now. It applies those, and they're fairly accurate and work well. So it's a pretty nice service to utilize. So yeah, that's how the upload function works for other videos. And does anybody have any questions with that?
Dan, if I may,
yes.
Again, thank you very, very much. Let's imagine that I'm recording a Zoom session, and
Yep.
but then I only want to not have the video, but just the audio. I can still do that as well.
Yes.
Upload the audio. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
This will do audio, just like if you have an audio file, like of any, anything, a podcast or a Zoom session, you can upload an MP3, MP4, any of the WAV file, and this will ingest it and make it available, and you can share it with students or publish it out to any other means you want. So.
Okay, and that audio file will also be captioned then, correct?
Yes.
Thank you very, very much.
No problem. Let's see, there's something else. Okay, one more thing I'll show you. In the last session, I showed you how to download these from Panopto. If you wanted to download the video file, you go to settings, and it'll show you the streams. This kind of shows you what files are in there. and then you go to, just to show you that, but the outputs, so they call it a video podcast. And by default, like I spoke in last session, the screen capture is the main screen, and then the video of you, the camera of you talking, is down like a picture-in-picture in the bottom right. That's by default, and if that is, if you're happy with that, all you got to do is click on download podcast, and this MP4 is available, so I can save that, and I can, keep that for my own, records, or I can upload it to YouTube. I can do anything I want with that. If I wanted to change how this looks, like if, say, I just want the screen capture, the screen capture is a secondary video. So when I do that, you can see that the video of me pops out, is taken out. So if I want to do that, I hit apply, and it says, do you want to change this? It'll cause the podcast to be unavailable until your changes are processed. I click OK. So like any change you make to the videos online here, they have to be processed on the server. So anytime you do an edit in the editor, or you change how you want this to look when it's downloaded, the system has to process it on their end before it's available. So it usually doesn't take very long, but just so you're aware. So I think that's all I wanted to go over with you. Does anybody have any other questions or anything you'd like me to touch upon? There's quite a bit of nuts and bolts in here, but once you get into it, it's fairly easy to figure out.
Dan, you mentioned, I think in the last session, that you can download the caption file.
Yes.
How would one do that? I saw a caption link. I didn't know if that was it.
So so in the video, you go to settings, and then there's a caption right here. And let's see. So it says available captions, and you can, right here, you can download the file. So I edited the file. So that's why it shows download unedited caption file. So that's the original. So this download file here is the caption file that I made changes to. So.
Right. Gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. So I believe that, let me see, I think that's an SRT file, which is fairly, yes, wow. Oh, it's a text file. Okay. So. Okay, any other questions? If not, thanks for joining me. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, daniel.laird@oswego.edu, or visit our website at oswego.edu/cts/Panopto. There's some help resources there, and a lot of what I covered is under the help resources. There's videos and links out to help articles from Panopto. They're pretty good. So,
thank you so much, Dan.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Dan. Appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good day, everybody.
You too.
You
Thanks.
too.
Thanks.
No problem.
Do you still have one more?
I do, actually.
I'm sticking with you all day, Dan. I miss you and your family.
Aw. We miss your kids too, and you.
You get to see me all the time now.
I know.
I'll stop the recording.
Okay.
Oh.